What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. All right, guys. Wow, this is crazy. This is amazing. So I have plenty of videos on here where I'm talking trash about the Xbox Series S. Plenty of them. You can find them. I don't take my videos down. I have videos where some of you were able to convince me, like, hey, the Xbox Series S is actually not that bad. Some people called me dumb. You don't understand how they could just um, downgrade resolution and upscale and downscale, and the Xbox Series S is going to be fine. And people that bought the Xbox Series S, they didn't buy it for that, and they know what they were getting, and all kinds of stuff, right? I remember at the beginning it was the Xbox Series S is just like the Xbox Series X, except for those people that don't care about 4K. It's going to do 1080p 120 or 1440p 60. And now today we know that that's not truly the case. There are some games on the Xbox Series S that run less than perfect. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't even have a 30 FPS mode. I mean, a 60 FPS mode on the Xbox Series S. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or the dynamic resolution in that game is ridiculously horrible. Regardless, though, I remember agreeing. I agreed with everyone that said that the Xbox Series S was probably going to hold back the development or being able to use the full power of the Xbox Series X. To me, it just makes just common sense, right? However, I admit to you all the time, I'm not a developer. I don't know how any of this stuff really works. It's just from a layman's terms, just somebody from the outside looking in, like, okay, if you have to make a game that has to scale to this system, then it can't take the full advantage of this system. And I know what you guys say. Well, PC games on PCs do that all the time. But believe it or not, there are PC games that don't run on low end graphics cards. Hence why eventually you're going to have to upgrade your graphics card. So games don't downscale indefinitely. They don't. And here's the thing, if you had a game that used the maximum power of that 3090 or whatever the highest graphics card is right now, GTX 3090, then you probably won't be able to play that game on a 1060. I'm just saying, right? To me, it just makes common sense. So if you have a game that's using the full power of the Xbox Series X, then it would make sense for me to believe that it probably wouldn't be able to run on the Xbox Series S. However, because the Xbox Series S exists, developers have to make games that could definitely run on that system and potentially look a little bit better on the Xbox Series X. So that to me makes sense. And the backlash that I got is the Xbox Series S is for a specific type of customer that doesn't really care about any of that stuff. And some people would argue that if you bought an Xbox Series S, you were actually smarter than those of us that bought the Xbox Series X, which is fair. Some people say that the Xbox Series S is the best companion console. So if you got a really powerful gaming PC, you could buy a cheap Xbox Series S because they're only $300 and put it on your big screen TV, and there you go. Voila. If you got a PS5, a perfect companion console is the Xbox Series X for whenever you might, I know you never will, but whenever you might see a game on Xbox that you want to play, right? So I guess the perfect solution would be PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch if you're a console gamer mostly, right? If you're a PC gamer, then yes, I agree with you. There really is no need to get an Xbox, period, unless you want to use it, like I said, for your big screen TV or whatever, and you don't want to carry your tower from your gaming room or from your room to your big screen TV. Perfectly fine, whatever you want to do if you want to carry that tower around. But I destroyed the Xbox Series S on plenty of my videos, and I agreed with a lot of people that said how Xbox is holding back next gen. And then this happens. Are you going to keep that same energy? Are you going to keep the same energy? Because if the Xbox Series S is the weakest console out of the new next generation consoles, and that's what's going to hold back next gen, and then you have a company that has decided to continue making last generation's console, you do realize that they're making last generation consoles so that new generation games can be played on it, right? That means the Xbox Series S is not holding back next gen. That means Sony is holding back next gen. So not only did they went from the we believe in generations BS to now, no, we not only do we not believe in generations, but we're so money hungry. We are so money hungry, even though we have sold PS5s at record sales, right? That's what you guys been saying, that the PS5 has been selling at record sales. PS5s out there, record sales numbers, it's amazing, right? We still are so money hungry that that's not enough PS5s. Or maybe they know that even if you're a PS5 owner, as much as you cap for Sony exclusives, they know, hey, they really don't be buying Sony exclusives like that. The most played games on the PS5 are third-party games. And that's where this becomes a problem for everybody. So I don't want to see Xbox fans celebrating about this either. This is not good for anybody. Third-party developers are going to see what Sony's doing. And they're also going to realize, like, yo, Sony believes there's a problem, that they don't have enough of a fan base with the PS5, that Sony games are going to be coming out also being able to be played on the PS4. We probably need to make sure we do the same thing if we want to make sure we tap into the Sony market. I'm telling you right now, if you do not have a PS4 already, do not buy another PS4. Do not buy a PS4. If you listen, if you have an Xbox Series S or Xbox Series X, or you got a PC or whatever, do not buy a PS4. Don't do it unless you're gonna buy it from, get a great deal from like OfferUp or wherever. Like I bought my PS4 Pro, I think it was like for like $180 or something crazy like that. It was pretty cheap, right? Unless you're gonna buy it like that, do not. That's another thing. What's the price of this thing? Because it's got to compete with the Xbox Series S. What's the price of this PS4 that they're dropping? But anyways, don't do it unless Sony guarantees. Unless Sony guarantees that if you buy a game on the PS4, when the PS5 becomes available and you upgrade, that upgrade is going to be automatic for every game across the board. Not hidden behind a DLC, not hidden behind a director's cut, nothing. And for all you Sony fans that cap so hard talking about, well, if you bought the PS4 version and you want to play the PS5 version, you should pay the extra money to play the PS5 version. You look dumb. Because that's exactly what Sony's going to do. They're going to sell you this freaking PS4, which is the last gen system. You're going to buy it so you can play your little freaking Venom game. And then when you finally get your hands on a PS5 and you want to play with the PS5 graphics, they're going to make you pay another $20. I was talking with ISO, shout out to you, and I have never played Ghost of Tsushima. And he's telling me that if I had a PS5 and I bought Ghost of Tsushima, it would be cheaper for me to play that game, the PS5 version with everything, than it would be for him because he bought it on the PS4 and then he had to pay another $30 to play the PS5 version. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. This company is so money hungry that they're going to remake more last generation games. And for all of you out there talking about, well, because they want more people to play their games, shut your mouth. Didn't the PS4 sell like crazy too? Doesn't everybody have a freaking PS4? So what are you talking about? There's either more than enough PS4s in the freaking wild or there's not. They're money hungry. What they should do if they want to make money off their freaking software is stop playing this exclusive game BS and drop their games on PC day and date. That's what they should do. That's what they should do. But you wouldn't allow them to do that. Dark 1985, there's levels to this. Yeah, I'm pissed because this is going to affect all of us. Damn freaking ponies.